Hey there everyone, Tim Heineck with TeamRep.com, and today I want to do something a little bit different from a lot of my other videos. Now, I talk a lot about, I do a lot of motivational posts on here. I do some reviews on some of the Beachbody workout programs, things like that, and it makes sense, I am a coach. But today I want to talk a little bit about coaching and why you shouldn't be a coach. Now, before you're like, what is this? He's disparaging Beachbody coaching and he's a coach? Now, yes, full disclosure, I am a Beachbody coach. I'm certainly not here to talk down about Beachbody coaching. But for those of you who have ever considered becoming a coach, but maybe you don't know everything about it or what it really means to become a coach, I want to break down some of the key components that you need to have and you need to be willing to implement into your life if you're going to be a successful Beachbody coach. Okay, so that's what this post is all about. And take these into consideration and then see how they feel to you. This will give you a better indicator of whether or not this would be a good idea for you. So let me start with number one. To be a good Beachbody coach, number one, you've got to be a product of the product. You got to be willing to show up every day, do your workouts, drink your Shakeology, commit to a nutrition plan. You have to be a proponent of the products that you're promoting. So you have to actually be going through the programs and being an example for others. You have to lead by example. This is really a very key component. There's people out there who get into this, they just want to make a quick buck. They're excited about the programs, they know they're popular and stuff, so they talk to people and they're like, oh yeah, I've tried that, and they try to sell some stuff, but they're not doing the programs themselves. They want people to buy Shakeology and get all the great health benefits from drinking this great whole foods nutritional shake, and they're not drinking them themselves. They're like, well, I can't afford that thing, but you should buy it. Like, if you're not finding a way to implement these things into your lifestyle, no matter what your situation is, you're going to have a lot of trouble building much of a business. Because, think about it in, like, say you were a car salesman and you worked for Ford and you were trying to tell people all the great benefits of driving a Ford and wanting them to buy them, but you're over here driving a Chevy. Who's going to believe you? Who's going to feel like you have any integrity about your words or want to join you in this plight? They're not going to believe what you say. So you have to have integrity about your actions and basically do what it is you're promoting. So being a leader by example, you have to be willing to do that. That's number one. Number two, you have to have a willingness to lead. Now, when I say this doesn't mean that you need to feel like you're an amazing leader right now. I mean, when I started this, in fact, even throughout a lot of my time as a Beachbody coach, I've always, never in my life saw myself as a leader. I was always more of a follower. I was a hard worker, so sometimes I'd find myself in leadership positions just because of my work ethic, but I never felt comfortable being the leader, delegating to other people, telling people what to do, showing them the way. I just like, well, this is what I do, and you can do that as well. So I started off like that, and you can be a great coach just being a leader by example. But you also have to be willing to improve upon your leadership skills. Because if all you do is put your head down and do your own work all the time, and you're not trying to embrace the tenets of leadership, you're not trying to become a better leader, you're not trying to reach out to other people and bring them in, because people won't always just come up and volunteer to follow you. A lot of times people need to be invited, they need to be coaxed, they need to be encouraged. And that is what a true leader does. So you have to be willing to get a little bit out of your shell. If you're not a particularly outgoing person already, you have to be willing to get out of your shell more and become a leader. So you're being a leader by example by being a product of the product, but you also have to be willing to become a better leader as you go so that you can lead more people and you can reach out and help more people. So that's number two. Number three, you have to have a willingness to learn. Now, here I said we're talking about learning different tenets of leadership and becoming a better leader, but you also have to be willing to learn about the business, about what it really means to be a coach, about how to best reach out to other people so that not only can you help these folks and truly help them get results, but so that your business grows as a result of it. If all you do is come into this and look at this as a business and as a bottom line, making the dollars, how many dollars and cents did I make this week? If that's your main focus, it's really going to be hard to grow much of a business, and it's going to be very frustrating for you. And if you're the type who does lead pretty naturally, you may have a tendency, once you learn a few things, to just kind of go off on your own and no longer listen to your upline coach, and not take advice, not take time to learn and grow and do more personal development to become even better than you already are. If you come in with a mentality of stubbornness about, I know how things are best, and as soon as I figure them out, I'm off and running, again, you're going to be very frustrated. So you have to have that willingness to be a student, to be able to learn, and to be continuously learning. There's never a point you get to in this business where you know everything and you know the best way to do it, and there's no place that you can go that's any higher than that. It just doesn't exist. Even the top leaders in this business are constantly learning. In fact, they're probably learning more than any of us here, and that is why they're the top leaders. That's one thing that I hope to become one day, and I'm working very hard on myself, but I have a long ways to go too. So I know that I have to be continuously learning, and I hope that you come into the business with that same attitude. So that's number 3. Number 4 is you have to have patience. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme or an overnight success sort of thing. Regardless of what sort of success you've seen with the programs, if you've already done a program and maybe you've gotten great results, maybe you're doing great with Shakeology, you are enthusiastic about the products and you jump in, it's easy to feel like it's just going to skyrocket right off the top. And sometimes that happens. There are coaches out there who really build their business quickly, and that's not to say that you can't do that. But even with that, you have to have patience with the process, because there are certain daily activities that you have to engage in every single day. And sometimes those daily activities aren't going to seem like they're reaping much. You might reach out to 50 people one week and maybe only a few responded. So not every week's going to be a home run. Not every day is going to be a home run, and you're going to have your ups and downs with this. And it's going to take a while to build, especially in the beginning. You're going to be learning a lot of new things, you're going to be implementing new strategies, and you're going to feel like you're doing a whole lot more work than you're actually getting compensated for. So this is not like a salary job where you show up with a set salary and set benefits and set hours, and they're like, here's what you do, now go and do it. We do try to standardize this process so that it's easy to do this on a daily basis, but this is something that has to build momentum. It has to compound itself before you really start to see the real sort of money. If you're wanting to make this into a career or even just a regular side income, you have to be willing to put in those regular daily actions to be consistent so that you can build momentum. So you have to have patience. So you have to come into it knowing that it's going to take a little while and it's not going to be an overnight sort of success. Those are just a few key components. So those things that I just mentioned, if you heard them and it sort of made you cringe, or you were like, no, I don't, that doesn't sound like anything I would want to do, then maybe Beachbody coaching isn't for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Anybody can be a great Beachbody coach, but it's not for everybody. If this doesn't appeal to you, you shouldn't go after it. But if the things that I said sound like things that you want to work on, and particularly if you're already involved with a Beachbody program and you're starting to get results, this is something that can be not only lucrative but also very fulfilling for you. And if what I said resonated with you in any way, then we should talk so that we can find out if this is a good fit for you. So again, if this resonated with you, you can go onto my webpage, teamrev.com. There's a contact section on there. In fact, even better, there's a section called Join Our Ranks. It's right along the top navigation bar. And if you click on that, there's some more information about what it means to be a coach. There's a great video on there that breaks it down in detail, and there's an application at the bottom. You fill out that application, and then that'll get the ball rolling. We'll set up a time to chat so we can go over any questions you have and see if this would be a good fit for you. Okay? So, any questions? Put them in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching today, folks. I hope this clarified a few more things about being a coach, but if you still have questions, again, put them up in the comments. Have a great day, have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.